down.
Starting with the neck, pack that air down tight into your stomach. Get tension through your arms, through the rest of your body. Bring your chin to your chest. Scrape your chin across your right collarbone. Dip your head back. Look up towards the ceiling. Bring the right ear to the right shoulder. Chin to the collarbone. Scrape across that left collarbone. Pass through for rep number 2. Make that circle as big as you can without involving any of the other joints in the body. Once we get back to the center, stop, go the other direction. Cross the arms across the shoulder. Pack that air down tight into the stomach. Squeeze the abs, the glutes, the quads. Push your feet into the floor. Bringing the elbows down to the stomach. Flex the back as much as we possibly can. Turn to the right. Dip the right shoulder back. Extend all the way to look up at the ceiling. Bring the elbows down to your side. Again, coming down into like a crunch position. Bring yourself through, pass through into rep number 2. Make this circle as big as you can. Really make sure that the hips are not also along for the ride. Stop on rep 2. Start rotating the opposite direction. Trying your best to keep your hips square to the front of the room. Passing through to rep number 2. Getting as much extension as you can and as much flexion as we can into the back. Stop. We're going to move on to the shoulder blades. Arms are going to come out at a 45-degree angle. You can keep your hands open. Pull the shoulder blades back. Pull them down. Reach them forward. Pull the shoulders back up. We're going to do 3 reps here. Stop on the 3rd rep. Now we're going to push the shoulder blades down. Pull them back, reach your shoulders up, reach your shoulders back forward. Trying your best to make as smooth of a circle as we can, just involving the shoulder blades. After we're done with 3, stop. Bringing yourself into a lunge, we'll do the left leg forward, right leg back. Taking that left hand, bringing it across the body, so we're abducting it in towards our body, and then also rotating that thumb to point down to the ground as much as we can. So we're aiming to get as much rotation out of the shoulder as possible, and then as much abduction as we can as well. I'm gonna reach my arm up, doing your best to keep that arm locked out the entire time. Still fighting for more rotation, still trying to turn my thumb out away from my body. Reach the arm up. Once it gets near that head, what I'm going to start doing is start rotating that pinky out towards the wall beside me. So as I get here, my bicep is going to start turning in, continually actually rotating that arm all the way back behind me, doing my best not to let my shoulders come along for the ride, and finishing that rep down by the side. If we do our best and we continually rotate that shoulder, your palm is going to finish facing out away from the body. We're going to stop, go in the reverse direction now. So I'm going to reach back. That rotation is going to happen much sooner now, doing your best to keep your arms straight and the shoulders square. Ready for rep number 2. Reach across the body, rotate that thumb out away from your body, reach up, bringing the arm up by the ear, reach back behind you, keeping tension everywhere else in the body to make sure that you're not going to rotate along with the shoulder. Stop, reverse directions, and come back to the start. Switching legs, right leg is in front. I'm going to bring the right arm across the shoulder, completely rotate that hand as much as you can, so I'm wringing it out into external rotation, reaching my arm up. Once I get near that ear, my thumb is going to turn in towards my body. Continue to reach back and continue to rotate as much as you can as well. Coming back down to my side, stop, reverse directions. The major goal here is not to go as fast as you can. The major goal is to just have the shoulder be the only thing that is getting as much articular rotation as we possibly can get out of our shoulder. Coming down into our elbow. It's just a standing position here. Palms are going to turn towards the camera. Elbows stay tucked into the side. I'm going to rotate my hands as much as I can, trying my best to bring my pinkies as high as I possibly can. Bending at the elbow while still continually aiming to get more and more pronation as I possibly can. So aiming to get my palms facing away from my body. Turning my hands in, basically replacing my thumbs with where my pinkies are. So I'm rotating my palms to face the camera. And now I'm going to push the air down and away from my body, keeping my elbows tucked into my side. Palms up, reach up, palms down, push that air down. Keep your palms facing your body, pull your hands up, so we're bending at the elbow. Palms facing your body, push back down. Palms facing your body, bend the elbows, palms facing your face, push the air back down. Coming into our wrists, what I want is to focus on one at a time just to make sure that our arms are not following along with these circles. So take your left hand, grab onto your right forearm. I'm going to start by bringing the pinkies in towards the middle of our body. Fingers are going to come up towards our face, reaching the hand out away from the body, bringing those fingers down and finishing that circle. Coming up and back down, trying your best not to move the forearm at all. Once we finish 2 circles, stop and go the other direction. Once again, making the circle as smooth as you possibly can. Switch sides, pulling the pinkies in towards the body, fingers up towards the face, really trying to move about 1 millimeter per second. Now that we have the upper body completed, we're going to move on to the hips. Turn yourself so you can hold on to an object next to you, the wall, door frame, even holding on to a pole like a PVC pipe or a mobility stick will really help. I'm just going to use the countertop here. First step of the hip is going to be to adduct, just like we did with our shoulders. So I'm going to bring my ankle in as much as I possibly can. So I'm rotating and externally rotating my hip as much as possible. I'm going to bring that knee up as high as I can without this involving my back. So knee comes up as high as possible and I keep that shin facing in towards my body. Knee is going to try to keep this height as I reach it out away from my body. Again, doing my best to not let my hips turn along with my leg. So once I've maxed out that range of motion, I'm going to take my leg from this externally rotated position to an internally rotated position. So all I'm doing here is keeping my knee at the same height and swinging my leg in the opposite direction. Once I've hit that max internal rotation, so my leg is as internally rotated as I can, I'm going to take my knee, continue to reach it around, continue to internally rotate at my hip. Once I've hit that position, my knee is going to reach back around and meet my other knee. Reversing direction, knee comes back. I'm going to open my hip up, bring that knee back up to as much height as I possibly can, bring that leg back to an externally rotated position, and bring it back in towards my body. So what we're thinking here is making as big of a circle as we can with our entire hip capsule. So again, shin in towards the body, knee up, knee out, foot out, reach that knee back and around with as little movement from the low back as we can. Knee comes back, we reach that knee up, reach it back up and around. That would be rep number 2. Going into our second side. Foot comes in towards the body, knee comes up as high as possible. I'm going to reach my knee out, internally rotate the hip, knee reaches out and around and in. Stop, go the other direction and come back around. Reaching that knee up, reach around, foot goes out, coming out and back and reverse that direction. Now we're gonna move into our kneecaps first. So I'm gonna sit on the ground. Taking your knee, when you relax that leg, there should be some give in the kneecap. What I'm doing is basically just holding onto my kneecap and rolling it in 3 circles counterclockwise and 3 circles clockwise. This should feel loose. You should get full movement from your kneecap on one side, stop, and go the other way for 3 reps. Switching sides. If you have no play in your kneecap, so if the knee does not move smooth, you need to do this more often. When the kneecap gets kind of fused into the knee, I'm gonna guess that you probably have knee issues going into your squats. Just in a general daily basis, your knees are probably locked up. So make sure that your kneecaps move nice and smooth. Gonna move on to the tibia now. Let's start with the right leg. Take your right arm, bring it underneath your right thigh, bringing that leg up. Grab your right hand, or take your right hand, grab your left bicep. Left hand reaches over and grabs onto that knee. I'm gonna start by internally rotating my tibia as much as I can. So yes, your foot will move along with you, but I want you paying attention to your shin bone. Foot moves in, I'm gonna extend my leg. Foot moves out, I'm gonna bend my knee. Internally rotate, extend, externally rotate, bend. Keep your foot externally rotated, extend, internally rotate, bend. Externally rotate, extend, internally rotate, bend. Getting set up in that other side, left hand comes underneath the left knee, grabs onto the right bicep, right hand grabs onto that right knee. So major goal here as we're doing the tibia rotations is making sure that we're not getting this rotation coming from the hip. So if you lock that leg in place, you'll find that the only motion and only movement should be coming from the shin. Foot's gonna start externally rotated, so facing away from your body. Extend the leg, internally rotate, bend. External, extend, internal, bend. Keep it internal, extend, external, bend, internal, extend, external, bend. Gonna take that same grip on the opposite side and we're gonna go into our ankles. So picking up my right leg with my right arm, grab onto my left bicep, left hand grabs onto that left knee. I'm gonna gas pedal my foot down, roll my foot out away from my body, bring it up as much as I can, roll it in towards my body, and then bring it down. Try to make this circle smooth. Gonna go 3 in each direction. What I typically see in this is points of the foot that don't have control that will hit that point and all of a sudden your foot just kind of vibrates past it. We're trying to get as smooth of a circle as we can. So if you're making your circle too big and you're having a point where that foot just kind of juts past part of the circle, make your circle smaller to make it smoother. Switching sides, same thing here. 3 smooth circles, nice and controlled. We'll move into our toes. So our toes should be able to move freely just like our fingers. I'm still working on improving at this as much as I possibly can, but follow along with me just as you can as well. So I'm gonna push my whole foot into the floor. Make sure as I'm doing this, I'm not going to collapse my arch or turn my feet out. Pushing all 4 of my outer toes into the ground and lift your big toe. Bring them back down. Lift your big toe, down, big toes, down. Pushing your big toes into the ground, lift all 4 of the outer toes, back down. All 4 of the outer toes, back down. All 4 of the outer toes, back down. Lifting all of your toes and then just bringing your big toes down to the ground. Just the big toes and up and just the big toes again. This time spreading our toes as much as we possibly can. So reaching everything out. We're gonna go pinky toe, ring toe, middle toe, pointer toe, big toe. Reaching them up, spreading your toes apart. Pinky toe, ring toe, middle toe, pointer toe, big toe. Last one, reach them all up. Spread the toes one at a time. Pinky toe, ring toe, middle toe, pointer toe, big toe. Good work.